What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Block is Hot. Today, I want to go over the top 7 most undervalued CNFTs in the market, in my opinion, and this is totally entertainment purposes. Please, guys, don't just, start buying a bunch of this. These are just some projects that I think are pretty undervalued compared to the utility that they have or where I see them going in the future. But without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1 on our list today, guys, is Pavia. Now, I love Pavia, so this should come at no surprise, especially since I was buying a bunch of this at 400 ADA. We are now sitting at 320 ADA, and I think this is severely undervalued as far as the long-term vision. Who knows how much lower these projects are going to go in the short term, guys. We really are in a crazy market, but I like getting into these different blue chips. Now, Pavia is the largest metaverse project on Cardano, and it is actually the largest project on Cardano. The reason why I think it is super undervalued is because they just released 40,000 more plots of land, which is their remaining amount of land. So obviously you're going to have a lot of people selling that land for great profit because I believe it was only 80 or 90 ADA to get these pieces of land. The second reason I really like Pavia right now is because we're buying before the utility is out. We're almost like in the pre-sale stage. We're in the promise stage. So what's cool is once they start delivering these different things that they're showcasing on their Twitter all the time, such as this museum, like once these things actually come out, it would be stupid to think that the price of this stuff isn't going to go up because a lot of people are going to be buying it so they can participate in this metaverse and in the game and in the play to earn aspects. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up that's a lot more risky is these Pavia Forms statues. So Forms is like an art company that makes a bunch of different art NFTs. And if you see here, guys, you can actually see that piece of Pavia stone inside this art gallery. Now, I was airdropped one of these. I got really lucky. There were only 400 and they were all airdropped. And I actually just yesterday or 2 days ago bought 4 more of these Pavia stones. They had dropped all the way down to 300 ADA, and I was able to buy all 4 of them for under 350 ADA each, which is pretty insane because it's already up to 565 now. This is something that I would keep your eye on. This almost reminds me of the berry of the Pavia world, and if Pavia really explodes, this is, in my opinion, going to be one of those art pieces that you're going to want in your gallery to show off. So definitely keep an eye on this. This is a little bit more risky. The ones I bought are just a long-term hold and hoping that, in 5 years from now, maybe those are going to be extremely sought after because this is like the holy grail in a sense for NFTs on Pavia. The second project on our list today, guys, is Borg Club as well as their corrupted chips. Now, these Borg Clubs had a crazy run up all the way to these corrupted chips where they were going for like 400 ADA, I believe. And then after those corrupted chips dropped, which were 90 ADA, so not much more above the current price. After those dropped, these dropped significantly, and the overall volume for these has been pretty low. Now, those chips dropped over a month ago, and I'm really expecting that you are going to be able to use these chips sometime this month. They actually just retweeted someone that said that it was going to be open this month, and here are some of the cool looking corrupted Borgs, and they actually retweeted that. So I don't know why they would retweet that if that date and that timeline was not going to happen. So keep an eye on this. I think that once they do have the ability to be corrupted and look way cooler, I can expect that both of these are going to have a massive run up. And you know me, guys, I'm going to sell it right before you can actually corrupt them when hype is at the highest and hopefully make a quick buck off of these guys if they do start soaring up towards that 400 range again. And if these corrupted chips go to, let's say 250, 300. The next project on our list today, guys, is Cardano Crocs Club as well as their radioactive Crocs. Now, this is a classic situation and a classic story of what happens. We have a future release that's going to happen, which is these radioactive Crocs, right? And all of a sudden, in order to get these radioactive Crocs, you need to have a regular Cardano Croc. And what happens is these Crocs go crazy. They had gone all the way up to right below 500 ADA. And then what happens is everyone takes advantage of that whitelisting. All of them are hoping to make money from it. And then these Cardano Crocs crash because their main utility is gone. Now, what's crazy, and this happens every single time, you are much better buying those right now for like, let's say 220, waiting for their next big announcement, which in this situation was Radioactive Crocs Club. And then right before this Radioactive Crocs Club dropped, you were better off selling it and taking that profit rather than getting into this whitelisting, because it was literally 50 ADA if you had a Cardano Croc. So after you take advantage, after you pay the 3% royalties and 2% JPEG store, you're really not making too much money. Now, the opposite is also true. When is the best time to buy? Well, the best time to buy is after that event happens happens because you know a lot of people bought these Crocs simply for that event. So what I think is a good buy right now is buying some of these Cardano Crocs at 220 ADA and waiting for them to deliver on all the different things they're going to deliver on. You're going to be able to breed. You already have staking. You're going to have swampland in the future. Like, this team is doing a lot, and I expect this to be a good long-term project. And right now, just because they dropped so much from all these people getting into the radioactive Crocs, I think it wouldn't be a bad time to scoop some of them up. The next project on our list today, guys, is BlockOwls. They are going for 180 ADA when just a couple weeks ago, or maybe even a week ago, they were going for 300 ADA. What happened to these crazy, amazing looking animated birds with sounds? Well, guys, same thing that happened with Cardano Croc Club. You needed one of these to get into the whitelisting for their season 2, which is their Plutus collection, which the whitelisting was today and the public sale is tomorrow. So these cost 106 ADA in order to get into that whitelisting. So once again, you were better off just selling, before this drop happened and making a lot of money from it. But regardless, keep an eye on this project. Once the public launches tomorrow and we have another 1,500 of these birds in circulation, I expect that these season 2 are going to go down a little bit more, and I expect that these season 1 are going to go down a little bit more. And that's going to be a situation where I think BlockOwls are going to be extremely undervalued. And this is happening this week, guys. Keep an eye on it. I'm telling you right now, all these different people are going to be buying in from the public, and there's a chance that this could go up after that, but there's a higher chance that this goes lower, especially with the market right now, and we could see these going all the way down to, let's say, like 110, 120, which is around the mint price. I really love these BlockOwls. I love how Block is in their name. I love their art. I love their animations. I love their sound. I like their website design. I like the way that they're executing things. I like their following on Twitter. I think that they're going to be doing a lot of stuff as far as just not art in the future as well, because if you look at their website, they kind of tease some things, in my opinion. So I personally think that we're going to be able to get in at a really great price in just a couple days here. So I'm paying attention to it, because if I know one thing, people will buy stuff from the mint and then they'll just dump it, and that creates an opportunity for someone like me to come in and scoop some of these up for a long-term hold. The next project on our list today, guys, is the Mutant family of these Mutant toads as well as these Mutant Crocs. Now, the whole reason these have dropped so much is because they released this epoch.art marketplace where you can buy and sell NFTs. And the whole point of this epoch art marketplace was that a lot of their fees were going to go towards people that were holding Crocs. About 60% was going to Crocs, and about 40% was going to toads after they divided it in half because they're keeping half the fees. Now, this marketplace hasn't been doing too well because JPEG Store has just been extremely dominant, and there hasn't been a lot of volume heading into this space. The reason I think these could potentially be a great buy, though, is because this epoch art marketplace is absolutely insane. I honestly need to make an entire video on it because it's super fast, it's super clean. You can buy bundles, which is super important when it comes to estates or different collections. I really like the marketplace, and I really think that in the future, as more people pick up on it, that we could see a lot more money flowing into this marketplace. I know a lot of projects are trying to do marketplaces. I know a lot of them aren't going to do well, but I think that this epoch art marketplace has a pretty good chance. And what's crazy is I remember when everyone was using CNFT tools, I was, not CNFT tools, CNFT marketplace, whatever. I was like, why is no one using JPEG Store? Like, this literally happened, guys. I would show you on OpenCNFT the data, but unfortunately OpenCNFT's down. Everyone was using CNFT marketplace. I was like, why are people using this? JPEG Store is so much better. And what's crazy, guys, is epoch art is so much better than JPEG Store. It's just JPEG Store has all the volume. So this is a long-term play on the thought process that, this marketplace, if it's really delivering on a lot more stuff and is really better than JPEG Store, like, this marketplace is going to get more volume. And then these toads and these Mutant Crocs are going to be making more money. And then when they release their 3 other factions, you're going to be able to get into the whitelisting for that. And then on top of that, they're going to have a card game in the future. So definitely think this is an undervalued project. We could see it go lower, but as far as a long-term thing, I mean, holy crap, guys, if this marketplace really starts getting more momentum, I mean, these could be like some really great passive income CNFTs. The next project on our list today, guys, is Cornucopias Bubble Jet Sprinters. Now, this is another situation where I think these are actually going to go down a decent amount in the nearby future, and you're actually going to have an opportunity to buy these as a long-term hold. I would wait until they release their javelins, which are launching on the 15th of this month. Now, here's the thing, guys. This was leaked in the Discord, And I don't know if this is true or false, but the numbers make sense to me. And it looks like they could potentially be releasing 8,900 at 95 ADA each. Now, what is obviously going to happen when they release another vehicle within 2 weeks of launching their first bubble jet? These are going to go down a lot in price. And I'm not going to get into another rant about it because honestly, I don't have the energy for it today. But I think that these are going to be taking a pretty big hit. And I think that once those jets come out, these could definitely be going for about 100 ADA. And when these hit 100 ADA, I think that could be a good long-term buy. They recently had an interview talking about the utility of these bubble jets, and it sounds like they are going to be pretty important. Now, the big thing is it doesn't matter if it's common, rare, mythic, whatever. They're all going to have the same benefits. So if these really do tank or really do take a hit down to 100 ADA once, those javelins are done, then scooping up some of these commons for a long-term investment, knowing that Cornucopias is going to deliver on a lot of stuff, could be a very great play. The last project on our list today, guys, is Smooth Yeti Mountain Club. And I just want to, because the people that are watching, guys, this is 182 ADA now. I have made over 4 or 5 different videos on this channel talking about how I like this Smooth Yeti Mountain Club. I had said to buy this at the mint. I was disappointed I didn't get in the mint. I have bought over 10 of these personally, all under 50 ADA, and my 10,000 ADA wallet challenge, I said to buy these. I can't believe they're only 50 ADA. These are going to do extremely well. I even had someone yell at me in the comments section of that 10,000 ADA wallet challenge. He yelled at me because I said that I think these could go anywhere from 400 to 600 ADA by the end of the year. And they're already at 181, and they've had over a 3x just in the last week alone. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Holy crap, Jay. I mean, they're at 181. They had over a 3x in under a week. Isn't it a horrible time to get in? And usually I would say yes. And there is a chance that, guys, that we go back down to 150, or in a super bearish situation, we go back down to 100. But the big thing that's happening with these guys is they just announced that they're going to have snowmobiles, and they're going to have 3,000 total parts, very similar to what BossCat did with their rockets. But there's going to be 3,000 parts. You're going to need 3 parts to make a snowmobile, and half of that supply is going to go towards people that own these Smooth Yeti Mountain Clubs. You're going to have to buy them. I believe they set it at like 90 or 100 ADA, but I expect those to do really well. And I expect that this project, when we get closer to that launch date, and when we start seeing some of that art, and once we hear about the utility of those snowmobiles, I expect that this project is going to go up a lot in price because of that. On top of all that, guys, their Twitter followers have gone up over 3x recently. They're doing an incredible job in the Discord when it comes to their community and their engagement. They're constantly doing Twitter raids. They're doing giveaways for people that are buying some of these Yetis up at the floor. I overall think that they're doing a great job, and that even if these dip down to 150 again or drop down to 100, whatever the case is, I'm still under the belief that as a long-term investment, that these are going to freaking kill it. And I'm almost tempted to buy more right now, even though I had bought over 10 of them at that 50 ADA price. Now, I want to stress here, guys, that just because a project wasn't on this list doesn't mean I'm not bullish on it, and it doesn't mean that I'm not more bullish than some of these projects. The reason I included these projects is because I genuinely felt that based on the different things that are happening in the marketplace or that specific project, that I personally think that that individual project is more undervalued than the rest of the market. I really like other projects out there, like let's say Dead Pixels, right? And Dead Pixels has been going down a decent amount. But the reason I picked these is because it's like, holy crap, dude. Like, Cornucopias is launching another 9,000 vehicles within 2 weeks of launching 12,000 vehicles. Like, obviously, we're going to be able to get those bubble jets at a really cheap price because of that. Cardano Croc Club, like, obviously, they just had this huge release that didn't go too well as far as aftermarket. So what's going to happen with that? Well, obviously, those are going to be really devalued. Borg Club. We haven't had those chips. Where are those chips? Where's the utility with that? Well, I know that's going to be coming out soon, so that's going to be a huge catalyst. Like, all of the projects that I talked about in this video are having catalyst, either negative catalyst or positive catalyst. And that's why I think they're good entry points as far as a long-term investment. I also want to remind everyone that this is not financial advice. Please do not go out and just simply buy this stuff. Do your own research. Get more in-depth knowledge about these different projects. I very briefly brought them up, and I briefly talked about why I think they're undervalued, but please do your own homework. Don't just trust me on these different things. I really hate knowing that there are people that are just mirroring every single play and potentially losing money without knowing the whole thought process behind it. So make sure to do your homework. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and join our Discord community that is in the description, because we like to talk about these different projects and just get more unbiased information. But yeah, hope everyone here has an awesome day.